the moment I started to see life in another way, like there's these possibilities, because I've been there before. See, it wasn't like I always had it. I've always been the dreamer. Like, well, I want to be this and I want to be that, and you know, I know that I can manifest this thing. But this is what happens too. So this is kind of like a warning, you know, like in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, where it's like beware or something like that, you know, that skull and bones at the top before you go into the dark, you know, when you go before the drop. Anyway, it's kind of like that. It's when you decide to change your life, it's gonna change. I mean, like the wheels are in motion, and this is why I'm saying that symbols are gonna help you to decipher which way to decipher. Am I in the right path? You know, again, because that feedback mechanism keeps, you know, feeding you back information. You know, the divine is sending you messages, and it also happens through dreams. I mean, this is why people get up and like, what the hell was that? You know, because they're all symbols. You know, one small tip that I would give you is find out how you felt during the dream. That starts you off into looking into the situation. But again, it's deciphering these signs. Okay, I know you're probably sick of me saying symbols. So signs, omens, seals, you know, synchronicities. But anyway, I had a dream after I made that choice. A lot of things started changing. I ended up getting blessed by a shaman, and yeah, right in the middle of a farmer's market. And you know, the person that I was with was completely not into that kind of stuff, and she tried to make me feel silly, but I was like, no, man, I'm getting a blessing from a shaman that I just bought a pyramid from. I mean, he's literally giving me a blessing. So yeah, I'm gonna do this, because I was committed. I was committed to change, and I was like, I gotta get me some crystals and it was just appealing to me, you know, the pyramid. So that night and then subsequent nights, I had so many dreams that were showing me basically that the person I was with was not a good person, and the dream started that night. But then I had a dream where I was in this gray escape, you know, this gray scene, you know, everything looked bleak. There was this arch, you know, and there was this river that was dried, and the boats are like, you know, just leaning over because there's no water in it. And then across the way there were buildings, houses, and, you know, a whole city, you know. But it felt like I was in one big, like the atrium, or like a big, like the yard, or a big garden, but everything was dead. So you get in the picture, right? Everything was lifeless. See that? I hope, there you go. See that arch? I hope you see with the lights. I shouldn't have gotten reflective cards. But see the buildings across the way. You can't see the river because these people are standing there. But everything is wonderful in this card. You know, pentacles, it means money, riches. You know, but it's more than that. It's high energy. See, it's like basically these are like particles fleeting about. You know, this is high energy. This is money energy. This is wealth energy. But everything is great. Everything is wonderful. Everything's peaceful. You know, the sun is shining and the birds are chirping. You know, nature is smiling at you. You know, because you're seeing all those synchronicities. Well, that wasn't what I was dreaming. It was the opposite. Basically, it was telling me that my 10 of Pentacles wasn't there. It was basically upside down, which is the opposite. It was letting me know that the kingdom that I was trying to build was barren. It couldn't grow anything in it. And it was. And this was because a lot of the times I felt like this. What does that make you feel? These people, the door is right there. They could open it. Or the window, they could look inside and say, hey, can you please give us a... No, they just walked away from it. And this is where the money is, inside, right? Where warmth is, where peace and shelter. You feel good inside. But these people are in the snow. They can't even... One of them only has one leg. The other one is barefoot because... your stability is shaken. You're not standing firm, and not in a resolute way, but in a secure way. There's a lot of insecurity here. There's a lot of, we're losing again, and I wanna mention that because this is what is really literally is plaguing a lot of people these days. They just resign themselves to losing. Like I was watching this movie Beef, and the guy always utters, both of them actually, they are uttering the if you've seen this, you know what I'm talking about when they say it's always something. Think about what that symbolizes, right? What are you creating? If it's gonna give you a feedback mechanism, you're getting that back, and it's gonna be part of your history. It's gonna be part of your awareness, and then you're gonna think that is what life is, and that's what people say. Oh, life sucks. Well, then, because basically, you're doing that to yourself, okay? But that's why you gotta find out what the symbols, the signs, the seals, the omens, the synchronicities mean. After all those dreams, again, I found out this later, years later, okay? So the dreams kept coming, and I was like, what was that? I had a dream where I was walking towards a castle, and there was a bridge. But I decided to cross the river, like literally get in the river, because it was dried. There was nothing. Everything was, dried, and there was rocks, and there was garbage too. That was just sitting there. Like if you're from LA, the San Gabriel River sometimes it looks, sometimes there's garbage in it. When it's dried, garbage gets stuck there, and you see it there, until somebody comes. Usually somebody comes and picks it up and cleans it up. But anyway, it was dried. But I decided, for fun, because I remember I was also jogging, because I was jogging a lot in those days, and I was jogging in this loose, again, unstable ground, and I see this bridge, but I decide I'm gonna go down into the riverbed because it looks more fun. The bridge was right there, and there was a castle right there. The castle is where I wanted to be. The castle is where everything was awesome, right? Riches, wealth, security, stability. And all of a sudden, my feet get stuck in the riverbed, and I can't get them out, and I'm stuck. And then, just to make things more exciting, the water is coming. There's a torrent of water coming my way, like the river decided to just start flowing. But in this barrage, this big huge wave, it was like horses of apocalyptic nature, that were coming at me. There was all these like boulders being rolled, but they were like grocery carts being rolled around because of the force. I saw a stove, I saw a refrigerator that was just being trampled, just pushed, like they were nothing. And all of this was coming my way, and I'm still stuck. And all I have behind me is the bridge base, basically one of these columns, below. And the bridge is above me, but I'm right up against it. And I learned this in Mexico, that when you're up against the wall, you gotta fight. You can't retreat anymore. You gotta fight.